lightning bolt, leaving him momentarily speechless. He lowered his voice and asked her what had happened. Seeing the determination in his eyes, she agreed to tell him everything she knew, but only if he answered her first. Ever since hearing the name, Han Nyat Tu, Luke Lee had been watching Vo Wei closely. He had deliberately showcased his skills, all in an effort to get close to her and gather information about Han Nyat Tu. Her disciple, Luke Lee candidly admitted that Han Nyat Tu was his sworn brother. Long ago, when time turned back to the past at the Welfare Institute 20 years ago, Luke Lee and Afai were often bullied. One day, a group of older kids stole the only stuffed rabbit left behind by Afai's mother. Despite Afai's desperate pleas, they not only refused to return it but cruelly tore it apart. Overcome with rage, Luke Lee pulled out a sharp object from his pocket, ready to fight them to the death. But before he could make a move, a boy appeared from behind and swung a broom straight at the head of the ringleader. He then mercilessly pummeled the other bullies, sending them fleeing in terror. Afai cheered and praised him for being handsome, while Luke Lee, curious about their mysterious savior, asked who he was. The boy introduced himself as Han Nyat Tu and declared that from then on, he would protect both Afai and Luke Lee. From that moment, the three of them became a family. Han Nyat Tu was the closest person to Luke Lee. Moon King fell into deep thought after hearing the story. She recalled memories of her disciple, Han Nyat Tu. He often mentioned his two younger brothers, always emphasizing that, as the eldest, he had to bring back the best things for them. Moon King then informed Luke Lee that Han Nyat Tu had disappeared in the nameless purgatory. On that day, after 10 consecutive victories at the Wind and Cloud Arena, he entered the Wind and Cloud Tribulation as usual. However, he never returned. Moon King had spent a long time investigating and discovered that the last place Han Nyat Tu was seen was indeed the nameless purgatory. Yet, even if she wanted to search for him, she couldn't. There was no way for her to teleport there, as an unknown force had sealed off that world. Unwilling to give up, Luke Lee summoned CC and asked her to investigate information related to the nameless purgatory. However, after a moment, the screen displayed a failure message, data error. Seeing this, Luke Lee decided to query the database himself. He calmly performed a series of operations, reminding himself to think carefully. The nameless purgatory had to hold the answer he sought, as it was the last place his elder brother appeared in the game, and also the last time he went offline. After entering his password, Luke Lee accessed the databank. When retrieving the nameless purgatory's code, he was stunned, as he had no idea what kind of code it was. While he was still trying to figure it out, the system issued an unauthorized access alert and forcibly ejected him. Luke Lee attempted to open the source code but failed, repeatedly receiving a message that the source code had been duplicated. Ultimately, the system forced him out of the database. Moon King had shared everything she knew. If Luke Lee didn't believe her, he could find out for himself. Hearing this, Luke Lee decided to personally investigate the nameless purgatory. But before leaving, he asked her how to reach that world. Moon King replied that she only knew the Wind and Cloud Tribulation had a time limit. Even after evolving twice in the blood pool, Han Nyat Tu had failed to return, let alone someone like Luke Lee now. CC, standing nearby, claimed she knew how to reach the player's world. However, she didn't explain clearly and simply told Luke Lee to follow her. Trusting CC, Luke Lee informed Moon King that he had found a way to reach the player's world. Seeing her confusion, he explained, it was the other world she had mentioned. Finding it interesting, Moon King decided to stay and wait for his good news. Meanwhile, on Afai's side, his monster hunting